Do not under any circumstances watch this video until the end. If don't want to know the path of development of mathematics. Mathematics is the foundation of all sciences, and we have come a long way since humans began counting. It is difficult to determine when we started using it, as there are many directions. Humans could not have mastered complex and abstract mathematics without counting. Evidence suggests that our species was already using simple mathematics tens of thousands of years ago. Example of this is the Ishango bone, which was discovered in the Congo region of Africa. The marks on it emphasize that Homo sapiens were counting at least 20,000 years ago. The bone is about 10 centimeters long and probably belonged to a baboon or a lynx. Researchers believe that the parallel lines carved into its surface represent a counting system. In 1970, archaeologist Alexander Marshak hypothesized that it could be a lunar semi-annual calendar. There's also the Lubombo bone, discovered in the 1970s in South Africa and thought to be around 43,000 years old. This bone also has linear figures that may have been used to mark the 29-day lunar month or the human menstrual cycle. Danish mathematical historian Jens Høyrup told Live Science that we will never know exactly when counting originated. It may have originated with Homo sapiens observing the night sky before they left Africa. There was no artificial light back then, just campfires and caves, the historian says, and when there is no light pollution, the moon and stars are a real wonder to the eye. The next major step in the development of mathematics is associated with the Sumerians. They are also credited with the invention of cuneiform, the oldest form of writing ever invented by mankind. The Sumerians were one of the first civilizations in Mesopotamia. Their city-states existed in what is now southern Iraq from about 4,500 to 1900 BC. The Sumerians created numbers, which they used to represent them in cuneiform. They also developed a sexagesimal number system that we still use today in trigonometry, navigation, and timekeeping. Mathematics, as opposed to simple counting, is the study of patterns and relationships through logical reasoning and abstract concepts. The ancient Sumerians developed arithmetic, including multiplication and division tables. They also developed algebra, in which unknown quantities were represented by symbols. The Sumerians also developed formulas for calculating the area of triangles, rectangles, and irregular shapes. All of this helped them measure land and plan irrigation systems. The keepers of written records had to know not only what came in or went out of storage, but also how much, says mathematician Duncan Melville. Different mathematical symbols were used depending on what was being measured. Sumerian scribes used different symbols for counting and calculating land area. We see in this the beginnings of arithmetic and computational geometry, says the mathematician. In addition to the achievements of the Sumerians and their successor Mesopotamian civilizations, mathematical knowledge and innovations came from ancient Egypt, Greece, India, and China. Later, from Islamic civilization. Mathematics also developed at a particularly rapid pace in early modern Europe. Two scientists simultaneously claimed to have invented calculus. This method, which serves to determine the geometric area bounded by a curved line, was a significant achievement. Calculus laid the foundation for modern engineering and natural sciences. One was Isaac Newton, who claimed to have invented calculus for his work, Principia Mathematica, published in 1687. The German scientist Gottfried Leibniz had published a mathematical system of differentials and integrals a few years before Newton. A dispute broke out between these two scientists and their supporters over who owned the invention. There were also allegations that Leibniz had secretly had access to Newton's unpublished manuscript. Nevertheless, historians today believe that scientists developed calculus independently of each other. If you want to learn math at the ultimate level, write the word ultimate in the comments.